There's one statistic that really explains why the economy is so sluggish, why economic growth is still mired at 2%, if that. In the first quarter, it declined by 0.7%. So it's been an average of 2 or 2.5% ever since Obama took office, as opposed to 4 or 5% during the previous administration. Why? Well, the statistic that explains it best is that America's corporations are currently sitting on $1.7 trillion of cash. Cash, like in a checking account or a CD, not invested in the stock market, not invested in a business enterprise, not creating new jobs, not expanding their production facilities, not opening branch offices. Cash. And to give you a frame of reference, that's about half of the total federal budget in the United States for a year. So the corporations have about half as much money as the feds do, but in cash, sitting there doing absolutely nothing except making a pittance of interest. And this is despite almost 0% interest, so the cash isn't doing anything for them. It's a statement of insecurity and of uncertainty and of lack of confidence. It's a statement that we don't know what tomorrow's regulations are going to be. We don't know what the EPA is going to do to us next week. We don't know what Dodd-Frank enforcement is going to do to us. We can't borrow money from banks anymore because God knows what regulations they're being imposed on banks. We can't proceed with expanding our manufacturing facility because God knows what climate change advocates are going to make us do and limit us. We don't know what a healthcare reform is going to be like in the future. We can't open new healthcare facilities. We don't know what the regulations are going to be. And this level of incredible uncertainty in business is causing businesses to sit on cash. And they're sitting on that cash means that the economy basically can't grow because of their fears, because of the trepidations that are caused by this administration's policies. Tomorrow in the history video, we're going to discuss whether or not the New Deal worked. And I'll make the case that the same thing happened under FDR, that the various changes and reforms he brought about, most of which I ultimately support, made recovery impossible because of the uncertainty that it generated. And until we're able to persuade business to part with some of that $1.7 trillion, and persuade them to do it by giving them confidence in the economy, in the future, in the stability of the currency, the continuation of the regulatory policies and the tax rates, until we can assure them of stability, that $1.7 trillion is just going to sit there. And there's another about $0.5 trillion that's sitting in consumer spending unspent, in savings accounts and paid down credit cards and other stuff. That money has to be unleashed. And it won't be until this level of uncertainty driven by Obama's social ambitions is reduced. Thanks for watching.